Hey, hope everyone's having a good evening. I've got the Staccato XC here, and I wanted to show you all how to do a proper cleaning, not just a field strip, which I've seen most people do. So let's get to it. So what you do is bring it back to that little circle, half circle, pull it out, release, and you're going to take your piece out and lift this up. Everybody knows how to do the field strip, right? And that's it. And everyone just normally cleans. So no one ever thinks about how much gunk and everything is in your ejector hole and your firing pin hole. So what I do is I press this in just a little bit and move it out, and you'll see this start to slide. Well, keep your finger over the back of this because your firing pin and the spring will pop up as you pull this out. And that's the first part. So always remember, so this only goes one way. If you look at seats on this shaft, it floats over here and it seats right there and doesn't move. So that's the way the firing pin is supposed to go. And then the worst part that gets dirty is the ejector hole. So I have a plastic piece where I can kind of bend this in and push it down. And once I push that down in there, I grab a longer piece and push it the rest of the way through, and it falls out of my hand. And once you take that out, no one ever realizes, and I've cleaned this already, how much gunk and soot and carbon gets built up right here to where you start having problems with your ejections. And then you clean in here, that hole's probably going to be the dirtiest hole, especially if you've never done it. There's going to be so much gunk in there you won't believe it. This should be kind of clean. I've done a few hundred rounds through it. So I'm going to push it all the way through, and it's just black, as well as the firing pin hole. Get that out. You don't need to be oiling in there also. This is non-chlorinated brake cleaner. Okay, so you're done with that. Now you're going to put your ejector back in where it's bowed towards the inside, okay? And it's going to be tensioned. And now down here you can push up and down and it'll float. So it has to level here and level here when you put this little sleeve in. So I'm going to put the firing pin back in. Now I usually hold the firing pin down and have this floating over the back of it so I know that it's going to hold it in. So I press down just a little bit. I press up just to know, and I have my other finger down here actually pushing on the ejector rod to know that it's going to be down. So once I push this over and it floats, I now know I can push that and it's done. Okay? So now I put my barrel back in, and I haven't cleaned everything else because you already know. So I'm actually running the aluminum buffer and an Atlas tuning spring. So my aluminum buffer runs right here. It's just something so you don't mess up your gun when you're tuning stuff for different weight ammo. Put it back in. Oh, didn't mean to pop that. I guess the shaft hit it. Okay. Then, of course, put it back. Find your hole. Once you find your hole, go back to the half circle. Bam. All done. So that is how you properly clean your pistol. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a great evening.